In networking, what is tracert? What is traceroute? In networking, we have various network diagnostic tool or utility. How does this traceroute work? What is the output? How to understand the output? What is the relationship with ping? The first thing is tracert is the big brother of ping. So in order to understand the tracert, you need to know about the ping. Okay. So in ping, what do we do? This is the source. This is the destination. So we ping a proper destination. We send 4 packets. That is all through ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. So when we write ping and the IP address, 4 packets are sent to the destination and they come from that destination. Okay. So we know what is the round trip time, how much time does it take from source to destination. The TTL is also given. So this will give you that this is the time from that destination to this source. Okay. So you get a kind of statistics here in ping. If you're not able to connect to a system, you ping. Now, we know that there is some pinging going on, but where exactly the problem is? Because ping only tells you the round trip time. It will never tell you that whole path, in the whole path of source to destination, where the packet is going bad, where is the problem, if the router is not working, where is it? So traceroute is a network diagnostic tool. This is also a command line utility. For example, if you write C:/tracert, and we can write the IP address, like here we are writing google.com. So this traceroute is a network diagnostic tool or command line utility used to track a real-time pathway taken by a packet on an IP network from source to destination, reporting IP addresses of all the routers it pinged in between. So from source to destination, there are mid destinations. So these are destinations the packet have gone. So the packet have gone and it has come back by some way. The round trip time of each of the local destination or the outside network destination, all the information of all the routers or the IPs are known by traceroute. Okay. So basically tracert do inherently ping only. So traceroute also records the time taken, round trip time for each hop the packet makes during its route to the destination. That is, if you have different network, your packet goes to different network, what is the time? So it will show you all the complete route or the pathway to the destination address. Originally, this tracert or traceroute was developed for Unix-based platforms, but now it is included in most of the operating system. On Windows machine, we call it as tracert. That is how in the command we put in. On Linux and Mac, it's called as traceroute. That is the only difference of the name. The content and the working remains the same. So tracert is Windows machine, traceroute is Linux and Mac. That is the only difference. So when the data is transmitted between 2 points, okay, from source to destination, it must hop through several devices. The in-between devices can be switches, it can be routers. Okay. Each router, the packet goes and come back. So the traceroute maps each hop, that is each switch or router, provides the detail, information and the round trip time, that is the RTT, that is the time to go and come back to and fro, and gives the device name and the IP addresses wherever it is possible. So at each destination, each in between router or switches, the packet comes back and finally it comes back from the destination. So the information about all the statistics, that is the round trip time, etc., is given by tracert or traceroute. So it will give you the time also and the IP address of that router from where that packet has come back. So tracert or traceroute, it sends 3 packets and every router the 3 packets will go and come back. So which router, that is the IP address, and the 3 packet timing to and fro is given by tracer. Okay. Sometimes the time will tell you, the round trip time will tell you where is the problem. Now, please understand very carefully. Traceroute or tracert. Tracert, Windows, traceroute, Linux, Mac. So this traceroute is nothing but the big brother of ping. Traceroute most commonly uses the ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, echo packets with the variable time to live values. For each router which is encountered in between from source to destination, there will be a TTL. TTL equal to 1, TTL equal to 2, TTL equal to 3. So the response time of each hop is then calculated. That is from source to first router, source to second router, source to nth router, and finally the destination. So what is the response time or the round trip time of each router is computed or calculated. In order to guarantee the accuracy, each hop is queried multiple times. Here in traceroute normally 3 times to better measure the response of that particular hop. Traceroute, like ping, it uses ICMP messages and TTL, time to live fields in the IP header, address header to function. TTL, that is the number for which or the hops for which the packet will be alive. Please understand very carefully. Ping can tell you if there is a problem, that is from source to destination. It can tell you that there may be some problem. But the traceroute can help you pinpoint the problem, the exact location where the problem can exist. So ping tells you a problem, traceroute can identify or pinpoint the problem. Okay. For example, if website you are accessing and it is taking too much time. Imagine you are visiting a website and the page is taking too much time to load. So in this scenario, you can use this traceroute in order to determine where the longest delays are occurring in which exact router to get the route. How does this traceroute actually work? Traceroute is nothing but a ping or the enhanced version of ping. Ping can give you the information from source to destination. Traceroute gives you from all the hops, all the routers. So what happens? There is a source, there is a destination. First of all, the source sends a packet with time to live as 1. You know, time to live, IPv4 and IPv6, it is called as hop time. So the time to live is the largest amount of time the packet will live until it is discarded. Okay. So TTL equals to 1. What does it mean? When this packet is sent, the first router is encountered. For example, if I write C:/tracert and I write some www.apk.io, or I can also write the IP address here. Okay. So what will happen when we do tracert? The first thing a packet will be sent with a TTL as 1. And you know, at every router, the TTL will be decremented. So the first router, that is the R1 in this case, will decrement the TTL by 1 and the TTL will become 0. And as you know, when the TTL becomes 0, the packet will be discarded. Once the packet will be discarded or dropped, the router will send an ICMP TTL exceeded message. That is that the TTL has become 0. Now you will get a ICMP reply, and that ICMP reply will tell you what is the time from which IP this ICMP has come back. Okay. That means the destination IP address for the ICMP message equals the source IP address of the discarded packet. Okay. So this actually works as a ping for the first router. You can say like that. First IP, first router it encounters. Essentially, the first router will be your gateway only, gateway or the network address of your network. Okay. So the source receives the ICMP TTL exceeded message and adds the router IP to the traceroute hops table, which you see on the left top. Then the process will start again with TTL2. Now it will go to R1, it will be decremented, but it will go to R2, it will be decremented again. Now again the TTL will become 0. So the packet will be discarded. When the packet will be discarded because of ICMP TTL exceeded, this again will instigate ICMP reply, and now you will get the reply from the R2, router 2. So 3 packets we have sent, that will come back from the IP which is 10.140.126.62, in this case R2. Okay. So now we know the round trip time from R1. Now we know the round trip time from R2. Because the TTL was 1, then it became 2, and then what will happen? TTL will become 3, 4, and like this. So let me just tell you one thing. For R1 it was 2, 1 and 1. That is 3 packets sent, 3 packets received. But at R2 you see the time has increased to 169, 240 and 197. That means that the second router is far away from the R1. Okay. So the packet is routed through the first router. It also decrements the packet value, and it will keep on like this. TTL3 from R3 it will come back. TTL4 it will come from R4 like this. And ultimately it will reach the destination. So all these 1, 2, 3 serial number which you see are the number of hops. These next 3 columns are the round trip time for the 3 packets sent to each in between router, where the packet will be discarded because of the TTL, and the IP address in the last column. Okay. So this will go on. It will continue like this by incrementing TTL by 1 until it will reach the destination. Say TTL equals 11, and that will go to the destination. That is what the destination will give you. So the 3 packets, round trip time and the IP address will be seen. This is how traceroute work, using the TTL of the header of IP packets. Okay. Here you can find out where is the problem, because the round trip time will tell you where exactly the problem is. How to understand the output from the trace route? See, in Windows we do tracert. So when we do tracert, for example, we are doing tracert to www.apk.io. You can also write the IP address. Please understand, the ping is the small brother of tracert. Ping will send the packet directly to the destination, and that packet will come back through ICMP. Okay. But in tracert, this packet or the communication is not done only to the destination, but to all the in-between routers. So you get the information that the route that is the round trip time for each bit in between routers. Okay. So when we do a www.apk.io, there will be some result. How to interpret that result? 30 hops are the maximum number of hops. That is maximum number of router it can jump on. Okay. So the columns, let us understand and try to find out what is happening here. The first column which you see here, this first column is representing the serial number of the hop count. Hop count is first column, that is the first router will be 1, second router it will be 2, third router it will be 3. So it will represent the serial number of the hop count, or number of the which number of the at what point that router is there. So that will give you the number. So here we have 11, for example. Now the second, third and fourth column, what it will tell? Now in tracert we send 3 packets, okay, to each in between destinations. So the time it took for the traditional 3 packets sent by the tracert command to reach a hop or to reach a router, that these 3 packets round trip time is displayed here. Okay. See, the first IP is basically your network only. The second IP address which you see here, third, fourth, like this, these are in between routers. What is the last column? Last column is actually the IP address, listing of IP address of all the routers, which are all the hops being encountered in between. So the last column can also contain the domain name also, if it is available. Sometimes the domain name is not explicitly available, it will not be there. Otherwise, the IP address and DNS will also be there. Domain name will also be there. Now let us understand what are the rows signifying. Each row represents the information about individual hops. From source to destination, it can be multiple hops or multiple routers. So the first row is the address of the device. That is, It connects the network from which this command was made to the internet. That's tracert www.apk.io. This is called the network internet gateway. So the first row will tell you about your address or in which network you are. So 2111, this is very small time because you are actually pinging to your gateway only, your network gateway only. Okay, in which network you belong. Row 1. So this is the round trip time of your network only from where you have actually started this tracert command. Now coming to the row 2. Row 2 is normally usually the address of the router from which the ISP, internet service provider of the device, is actually communicating while sending the request. So first row 1 is your network, row 2 will be your ISP network address. So if you see here 169.240.197, the time is too much. That means the IP is far away from your from where you have actually initiated the command. Row 3 to 9 in this case are all the routers, all the hops of other networks. There can be some global networks, there can be some third-party internet business organization. Some may still be in your ISP. Okay. So this 3 to 9 are all the intermediary hops or the router that you have pinged actually. Usually the last but one or the penultimate, in this case 10, is the hop address of the network the device is hosting. That is www.apk.io will be hosted somewhere. So this is the where www.apk.io is actually hosted. It lies. So the one before the last, in this case the 10, is the hop address of the network the device is hosting. This one 195, 166, 225 and 179. Okay, and these are the three timings of the three packets, ICMP packets sent and received to this www.apk.io. Please remember, whenever we do traceroute or tracert, the two important things at each hop or router is latency and packet loss. Okay, so ping gives you the problem and tracert tells you where exactly the problem is, because because three packets are being sent, these packet round trip time best of 3 we take. That is why we send 3 packets. So best of 3, one packet may give you false information. So 3 packets will give you exact information that this is the router where the problem lies, and you can trace the route and find out the problem. I hope you have a better idea of tracert now. Thank you so much.